Three suspects who are currently under arrest for the killing of 20-year-old Özgecan Aslan in February appeared in court in the province of Mersin on Friday. A prosecutor is seeking an aggravated life sentence for each of the suspects. As the first hearing of the trial kicked off, Aslan's mother and father were reportedly absent from the courtroom. The family is being represented by the deceased's uncle. As a total of 1,000 Turkish lawyers had demanded to be co-plaintiffs in the case, a conference hall was used as the courtroom for the case. At the time of the start of the trial, 100 lawyers had been allowed into the court to follow the hearing. Aslan was brutally murdered on February 11, and her body was found by police on February 13. She was the last passenger on a minibus where the driver took her to an isolated area and attempted to rape her. Aslan fought back with pepper spray and nail scratches were found on the face of the accused attacker, Ahmet Suphi Altındöken. It is claimed that Altındöken stabbed her repeatedly, and with the help of his father and a friend, cut off the young woman's hands, burned her, and threw her in a river. The woman's death sparked protests across the country that thousands of people participated in. The Monday following her murder was dubbed Black Monday, as people dressed in black or sported black ribbons in Aslan's memory, and Altındöken subsequently became the most hated man in Turkey. During Friday's trial, Altındöken accused his friend Gaki, just as he had in his testimony to prosecutors, saying he stabbed Aslan in the throat and then cut off her hands after he was instructed to by Gaki. Altındöken in his testimony said, "The victim got on the bus, I was tired and I didn't want to go to Mersin. I asked for TL 100. I was going to lie to my boss and I was going to give him only TL 30. I hit the highway, instead of heading to the city, so that nobody would see me." Altındöken asserted that the young woman initially did not react to his deviation off the normal route, but reacted after some time had passed. According to Altındöken, the woman said, "Why are you going in the wrong direction?" and hit him in the back. "I pulled over the minibus in an isolated spot. I went in the back, punched her, and she scratched my face. I then called my friend of 12 years, Gaki, and told him I was in trouble. He came, looked at the victim and called his friend Osman to ask for gasoline. We split up to meet later, I went home. I called my father, we went to my house, I cleaned up my face and my hands. After seeing my face, my wife asked me what happened and I told her that I was in a fight. Together with Feda we removed the seat tops that had bloodstains in the bus." When asked about the bruises on his legs, Altındöken stated they came from Aslan kicking him. According to Altındöken, the woman sprayed him with pepper spray but missed her target. Altındöken was warned by the chief judge of the panel about the way he was speaking after he turned to the judge and said, "Listen well." Altındöken asserted that the young woman told him some bad things that he could not repeat in the courtroom. After the judges and lawyers insisted that he elaborate, he said, "She insulted me by calling me a jerk and a dog. I definitely didn't intend to rape or kill her. I told Feda that we should take her to hospital." Suspect makes terrifying claim during testimony. Resuming his testimony, Altındöken said, "I'm telling this for the first time." As he stepped out of the vehicle, Feda tightened his belt and zipped up his pants. He said, "We should kill her. So I got the knife and stabbed her. We said let's go, but my father said, 'Where?' Then Feda joked, 'To picnic and barbecue.' He was cold-blooded." Pointing to the woman's scratches on my face, he said, "Dude, you have left your identity in her fingers, her nails are criminal evidence. We should cut her hands off." So I cut off her hands from her wrists with the knife. I hid her hands inside the toilet bowl at the bottom floor of the house. Feda said, "It turns out she is pretty." I asked him, "Did you do something?" "Keep silent or I'll report you," he said. Then we went on the road in separate vehicles. Feda called me from near the university. I met with him there and followed his car. We stopped somewhere and I took the body out. Feda told me to bring gasoline. I didn't have the intention to do this, so I dropped the gasoline bottle on purpose and suggested that we shouldn't burn her. I said, let's go and leave her here. But he insisted. He took the gasoline can from the back of the minibus and got out of the bus. The next day Fata threatened me, look, if you tell anyone that I approached the girl on the bus, I'll kidnap children. I did not sexually assault the victim. One of the lawyers asked Altındöken to explain what Fata's zipping up and tightening his belt meant. The suspect said, I don't know if he did anything sexual, but I know he attempted to. When I asked him, he told me that he didn't. A female lawyer then asked Altındöken, do you have children? What did you feel when you stabbed her in the throat and cut off her hands? Why did you do these things, and now you are crying? Altındöken responded, may God forbid anyone experience that moment. I panicked and I didn't know what I was doing. I have children. Altındöken was crying during parts of giving his testimony, which angered the judge, who said, enough with the crying, let's continue. According to Twitter posts by lawyer and activist Abdurrahman Uyan, who followed the hearing, at some point, the judge asked Altındöken, is there something wrong? To which he answered no. The judge then said, so, why are you laughing? Uyan stated in his Twitter post during the hearing. Towards the end of the hearing, Aslan's uncle said to the judge, I want a ruling from the court on behalf of all the Özgecans out there, which will provide a happy and peaceful life for everyone, according to another tweet by Uyan. Altındöken, who claimed in his testimony to prosecutors to have no criminal record, turned out to have committed crimes in the past. Elsewhere, Family and Social Policy Minister Ayşenur Slam wrote on her Twitter account, we still feel the sorrow for Özgecan, who fell victim to a murder in the prime of her life. As the Ministry of Family and Social Policy, we are co-plaintiffs in the Özgecan Aslan trial, which started today. We are monitoring the case. Our primary goal is to stop violence against women. May God forbid any other mother or father experience such pain. Speaking to the press about his observations during the hearing, Mersin Bar Association head Alpay Antman said Altındöken testified in a cold-blooded manner.